Well, happy 4th of July weekend. Here I am, fireworks going off behind me, and it is the celebration of our the birth of our country, of our freedoms that we enjoy. 4th of July was always a special time for us. It was my great grandma's birthday. We would always go to my aunt and uncle's, and they lived right by the railroad tracks. Crazy things that our parents let us do back then. We used to put pennies on the tracks and then try to find them after the train went by. My Uncle Paul was always famous for his fireworks, and I was petrified of tornadoes. And before my time, their house had been taken by a tornado. So I was always afraid that a tornado was going to strike there twice. It didn't. But one of my most vivid childhood dreams was my Uncle Paul protecting us during a 4th of July picnic where the tornado was coming, and my uncle had cherry bombs. And he would light them, and he stopped the tornado from getting near us. So Uncle Paul was a great protector. It's the silly things we remember. But behind me is a wheat field. It's 50 acres of wheat. I'm going to try and pull one. It is called bearded wheat, and it's bearded. The smoke bomb is coming right near me. But 1 acre of wheat could supply enough wheat, for a family of 4 for 2 years for all the bread, buns, pasta. Sorry, you vegan people, if you don't do, this field's worthless to you. But it's harvest time. So I'm going to start by singing a song called Harvest Time. And it goes like this. Harvest time, the Savior's calling, the grain is falling. Oh, do not wait, it's growing late. Behold, the fields are ripe. It's harvest time. So, 4th of July, I hope that you're having a picnic or something this weekend and enjoying time with family and fireworks as you see behind me. But we need to sing some patriotic songs, and so I'm going to start out by singing, because it talks about the fields. You'll get it in a minute. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty, above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. I was just with a family tonight, a neighbor who lost their dad this last week, and we were talking about such fond memories of their dad, their mom, our families, our times together, and the things that we learned growing up on the farm. Well, sometimes there were lessons we didn't want to learn, and one of those was one that my dad taught me, and it was about work ethic. I used to mow a lot of people's lawns. I used to babysit a lot of kids, but particularly this one day we had a neighbor who'd had nothing. Her house was in ill repair. She didn't have electric. I don't think she had water, and she only wanted me to mow her lawn every couple weeks. So one week it had rained all week, and it wasn't raining on the weekend. I went over, I mowed her lawn, and that night my dad came home and he said, Margie stopped me on the road tonight and told me that you did a really bad job of mowing her lawn. And I told him, I said, it's where you make the curves and where the blades, there's some places where, and I knew I did a bad job. And my dad said, you need to go back there tomorrow and do it. And I said, Dad, I said, she isn't even able to pay us. We're doing this out of the goodness of our heart. And my dad said, you're going back and you're going to mow her lawn again tomorrow. And I started sassing back, as I always did. And my dad said, if Dr. Blacon called me and said you did a bad job of mowing the doctor's office lawn, you'd have gone back there in a heartbeat because you didn't want to lose that job. And I realized that whether you were doing something for people who had money or whether you were doing something for people who had nothing, it didn't matter. And in this country, all people, and in God's world, all people are created equal. And regardless of someone's stature, I needed to do a good job. This is also my mosquito repellent. So, regardless of who it was, I needed to do a good job. So, I'm going to conclude with that thought, just that regardless of our stature in life, that we just need to love people, regardless of what they can do for us. That's just what the world needs. And at this time, it's talked about harvest time. There's so many people who need a little bit of love, a little bit of God's love, and we need to be that light that shines. So I'm going to conclude with God bless America. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. So, happy 4th of July to you. I love you all. Thanks for being with me this morning. And even though I did this the night before, I thought it would just be good. You can't do fireworks in the morning. So, happy 4th of July weekend. Oh, I have a special announcement I'm making next weekend. So you will want to join me next weekend to hear the news. God bless you. Good night.